Morning. Just checking we're all up and running. Yep. We're good to go. Let's see who's on. Morning, Melanie. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Julie. Still a little bit dark outside. Brr. So today, as the title suggests, we're going to be looking at Tracy Evans' first collection as an independent company. And there were 6 stamps released in this collection. Many of you will have seen them before, but I'm expecting that maybe some of you haven't. And in this collection there are 3 A7 stamps, and the stamps or stamp sets, and there's 3 A6 stamp sets. So I'm probably going to use a couple of them. Not really sure where we're going yet, but I've got a plan, but whether the plan deviates from itself, I don't know. Hi, Sue and Susan. So I'll just quickly show you the collection while everybody's jumping on. This is the first one, which is called Alpine Plant, and it's an auricula. I love these. I used to grow these from seed years ago, and they're quite, the leaves are quite rubbery, and the flowers are really interesting. Some of them have got green centres to them. They are really unusual. Have a look at them in the garden centre. They grow a little bit like polyanthas and primulas in your garden, so they will definitely come up year to year and multiply too. So that's the little alpine plant or auricula, and there is actually one called auricula as well, which is the actual flower itself with a little bit of text over it. And it says, often displayed in individual pots on shelves. I used to put mine in the garden. So that's number 2. And then the third A7 set is called Fern. And you've got 2 joined large leaves, but obviously if you wanted to, you could snip those apart. You can actually cut into your photopolymer stamps if you feel that way inclined. But there is actually a separate single fern and the words fern and fronds. Then we go on to the A6 sets. This one I think has been the most popular, New Beginnings, which kind of signifies what Tracy's doing with her new company. A beautiful individual flower there. A couple of little birdies, one in silhouette and one with the ferns to carrying on through it with some words. Each day is a treasure, with brave wings she flies, fly free, the beauty of flowers and new beginnings are your sentiments. And that's the actual stamps. They are high grade photopolymer, just like you'd expect really from Tracy. This is the one I'm focusing on in the first demo, which is clematis or clematis, however you say it. So this one's got a large and small flower head, and then it's got kind of a stem with leaves, if you like. Create your own magic. Timeless, clematis or clematis with warm wishes. So there's quite a lot on there, and this is an A6 set. Then the last set in the first release is this one, which is called Branched Heart. Quite contemporary design on this one. Hi, Annette. You've got the twigs growing out of one side of a heart with text in it. You've got your chevrons here. Really useful little hanging stamp, a little tulip, I assume, a smaller heart, special friends, heart, calm, breathe and peace. So again, there's quite a lot on that one too. So they're all available over on my website. You know where it is, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and we can actually bring up, you can see you've got the chat bot. So number 100 on Messenger on Facebook will take you, start building your cart. Then you've got 101 for the clematis, new beginnings, 102, fronds, 103, auricular, which is the actual just single flower, 104, 105. I still don't know how this works, which is the alpine plant. No idea. Just go to my website. Right, let's crack on. Let's grab this clematis, which is the A6 set. Let's go back to your comments, which is far more interesting. So going into a stamping platform, just so I can get a nice good image. And I've got a piece of the Sentimentally Yours Super Smooth watercolour card. And we're just going to stamp this a couple of times. I've already got it stamped and I've cut it out, but just to show you how it stamps. And we will be using these at my workshop on Sunday, or it'll be available. There's going to be so many stamps at my workshop on Sunday. It's going to be a little bit overwhelming. I definitely am going to do another workshop with the flowers, because there are so many flowers to choose from. I just don't know which ones to leave at home, so I'm going to take them all because I can. So just pop that in there. And we're going to use Versifying Clair Nocturne. Now, the 12 new colours of Versifying Clair, which have been banding around on the internet, I'm told that they will be with my usual supplier around about the 25th of March. So as soon as I am able to order them, then I'll put them on my website, because I want some as well. So don't worry, I will have them. Don't panic and don't think, oh, Julia won't have them. I can't get them from her, so I'll just buy them somewhere else. I will have them. So lots of inking on here. Give it a good press. Remember, we're on watercolour card, and this watercolour card really sucks up the ink, so we might have to do it twice. Let's hold it so you can see it. Sorry. Isn't that lovely? Actually, I think we'll get away with just doing it the once, actually. It doesn't have to be brilliant. It is brilliant, actually. So you're just going to turn this around, save getting inky fingers, and we're going to just stamp it on the other side. And then, although the watercolour card, hang on, let me just get the sleeve up. Although the watercolour card sucks it up quite quickly, it will still be wet when you come to cut it out. So I tend to stamp one day and cut out the next, or you can just dry it a little bit with your heat tool so that you don't smudge it. There's nothing worse than smudging the image when you're cutting it out, or when you cut it out, just don't stick your fingers all over it. Chance to get in there, and then we've got our second image. Good. Can you see my bruise on my hand? Look at that. I've got a better one here, look. I went for a pre-op yesterday, and this one nurse was having a bit of trouble. The other nurse was really good. I went in this arm, there's nothing there, look, see? But the other one made a bit of a mess. Not what you want to see, really, is it? Right, so there's our clematis or clematis. There's my stamps, there they are. I might use some of the words as well in a minute. We're going to make an A5 card. So cut those out. Let's put that to one side for a sec. And where's my cut out ones? Here's my cut out ones. Here's my cut out ones. So I've actually got 3. Don't worry about this long bit. There we are. I'll show you here. Don't worry about that long bit. Just cut that off. It doesn't matter. She was moving the needle round in my arm, which was a bit weird. Right, okay, so we're going to colour in with watercolour blending brush pens. I would use my distress pencils, but I don't want to ruin the line art, and of course I can't stamp again on top. So I've pulled, don't ask me what set they're from because my sets are all mixed up. I've pulled this really dark purple out, and then I've also pulled out this one, which is a bit like Distress Seedless Preserves. So I'm thinking Villainous Potion, Seedless Preserves. And then I've got a bright yellow here as well, which is going to go in the centre. Yes, it was a little bit, it didn't hurt, it doesn't actually hurt until Nathan presses it. That's my son. But it's not too bad. Obviously it's going to bruise up a lot more. Okay, so we do the centres. Just get those out of the way first. Obviously you don't have to do them in yellow if you don't want to. They might get a bit contaminated when I come to colour. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is actually go for the Villainous to begin with. And just put a little bit. Because clematis have lots of different colours. I tend to go for pink. Nellie Moser is one of my favourites, which is a pink and white. It's striped. And then of course this is one of the bigger, or looks to me like one of the bigger clematis. You can get the tiny little ones, the Montana ones, which are always all over people's fences in the spring. There's my watercolour pen. Right, so we've got water brush, and we're just going to pull that colour out. I might not go for the Seedless Preserves actually. I might just do this. We'll see. Like I say, I didn't really have a massive plan. Let's go for a little bit of a dark there, because that's where it's folded over. There's another fold there perhaps, and a little bit just on the tip. Lovely and quiet here at the moment. Okay. You can move it around, even when it's dry you'll be able to move it a bit more. So highly pigmented, these pens. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, no wonder that one's not looking right. It's white. Pull that up a bit. If I want to go in again, I will do, but let's wait until it's dry. How's that looking? Let's have a look. It's so light, it's almost white, isn't it, on the end? Let's just quickly do the others, and then while they're drying, we can do something else, and then I'll come back and see if I want to put some Seedless Preserves on. Yeah, they haven't got to be exactly the same. I'm trying not to contaminate the yellow if I can. There, that's a folded over bit, that's a folded over bit. I can't remember the names of some of the purple ones. There's some really nice purple clematis out there. I need to paint my fence before I put clematis in. It's another job I need to do. Finding the time, and when I have got the time, it's pouring with rain, so there's no point painting the fence when it's pouring with rain, is there? Right, let's pull the colour out on that. Doesn't matter which one I do first. I was watching one of Tim Holtz's videos the other day when he announced the new colours of the distress pencils and the new sets, and because this is one of his water brushes, which is my favourite water brush, and he said when you're cleaning off your water brush, you should, I'm not near the water, you should clean it off on your mat like that, rather than clean it off on kitchen roll, and that way the water brush still flows, whereas if you clean it off on the kitchen roll, then the kitchen roll is absorbing the water and you haven't got such a good flow. I've always cleaned mine off on kitchen roll, so that's a good tip. So that one's a little bit darker than that one, which is fine. It's not a problem. I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. So there's no skill involved. Just pull the colour out. It's always darker at the centre. I've got a couple of other things to show you, so we'll see how we get on for time. So you want to stick to about an hour. There's always next week. And there's Sunday at the workshop as well. So I know a lot of people find it's too far. It is, yeah, and I get that. It is quite a nice spot to travel to, though. You can't always have them on your doorstep. Let's just add a little bit more from my brush. And that one there, because I can. Right, let those to dry. They're doing quite nicely. Oh, it's really dark. Pretty. Right, okay, let those dry. Clean that off like Tim says. And then we're going to look at our background. So we are going on to an A5 card, a proper card that folds and everything. And, oh, I need a brush. I've got a brush out. Right, so we're going to go for one of Francoise's stencils, and we're going to use Organic, which is one of her new ones. And the idea is that we're going to have like a kind of an offset cross, and I think we will go for, shall we go for the florals or should we go for something else? I think we are going to go for this one, actually. So let's just, so I don't go into bits I don't want to go into. Let's just mask off the design I don't want to use. I'm just going to put an extra bit of masking tape down the edge as well, just so that I don't get an edge, because I don't want an edge. And it holds, if it holds it in place as well, oh, well and good. Let's have it about there. I'm not necessarily going to go all the way down. And I don't know which colour to use now. Let's go for Villainous. Villainous Potion. Distress ink, which is a really dark purple. I think that might be enough actually. I don't want much. That's fine. And then we're going to go over here like that, and we're going to have a little bit over there. Okay, that's all we're having with that. Then we're going to add do a little bit of stamping, just a wee bit, not a lot, just a little bit. I think what we're going to do is use, I've got Françoise's Inky Numbers, which I really like, so they're just random numbers. And I need a small block. Actually, a long block. So flowers are going to come in, and they will be, obviously they're not finished yet, they will be kind of, I don't know, arranged like that on there. So we want to stamp around it. It doesn't matter if we're actually covering things up. So let's just grab some numbers. These are really little actually. Let's have the little circle. And I think we will go black. Which way is the right way up? Is that a 6 or a 9? It's a 6. I don't want to do two. I don't want to do more than one of the same thing. So I don't want two loads of 6s. I am going to go for this one as well, which is lots of numbers. It is supposed to have that there. It's not me over stamping it. This is your Inky Numbers. Let's see if I can find it. There it is, chatbot. I just like saying chatbot. Do I want this long one? Do I want this long one? I could have that long one there, couldn't I? Let's do that. Probably going to regret having that on that long block, but let's have that. Ooh. Let's hope that didn't make a mess, but it's grungy, so it doesn't matter. Oh, let's get rid of chatbot. I think we need another 1 or 2 of the big numbers as well. Let's have number 1, as we can. Oh, dirty mark. Oh no. Oh, come off. Right, well, we'll put something there in a bit. Right. Okay, so where are we at? I think once we've got everything else on there, I think that'll be enough. Let's just put the top on that before I stick my fingers in it again. That's all right, Chrissy. Always at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. So pop it in your diary. I'm trying to do, except next Wednesday morning there won't be one. It'll be next Wednesday afternoon because we've got social stamping next Wednesday morning at the Makers. Right, so that's where we're at so far. I think what we're going to do now is is that dry? Nearly. Right. I think what we're going to do now is bring in some of the little words that are on clematis stamp set as well. Let's see where we're going to put this. There's no point putting them on there and not having them. I don't know, maybe we'll have them like that. I don't know, every time I put them on there, they're somewhere different. Let's see what we've got. We've got Climber. No idea where we're going with this. No idea. Let's put Climber there. See, they go really well with the inky numbers because they're quite distressed as well, so that works really nicely. And then we'll put, I'm going to hide this mess I've made in the bottom left hand corner in a minute. Let's have this, I've got covered in it. Create your own magic. I'm going to put up there. It's not perfectly straight, but I don't think it matters. I'll do one more. Timeless, and this is going to hide my mess down the bottom. No one would know. I think that's all the stamping we need. You can always go in and add more. You can't take it away. Once it's there, it's there. Chrissy, yeah, I said at the beginning, definitely. I've emailed my supplier this morning and they're expecting stock around the 25th of March. So as soon as they have it, I shall order it, absolutely, because I want them myself, so I'm definitely getting them. Right, so I don't know if I want to add any more colour to this. This one's a bit lighter though, isn't it? Let's just add a little bit more to this one. To give it a bit darker. I know there are some sites taking pre-orders, but there's no point taking pre-orders if you haven't got the stock or guaranteed stock. If I could pre-order, then I would definitely take pre-orders, but I would definitely get loads, so it'd be fine. It's not moving quite as well as it did in the first place. That's fine. It's a bit darker. Hopefully you can see the difference. No skin involved. So we're not going seedless preserves, we're only going villainous potion. Right, so we've got, that's our 3 thingies. I've also got I've got the textures. This is the Moroccan dye from Mr. M. So it's the textures Moroccan dye, and I've just cut it out of the super smooth card. So we're going to have some of this on here as well. So let's just, I think what we're going to do first of all is just tear it this way. So we can have some, let's have it a bit more distressed than this. We can have some there maybe. And then we want some at the top. maybe like that. And even maybe just a little bit just there. Depends on how my flowers are going to go, because I want my flowers to hide the joins. Okay. Don't think I want to colour it. I think I just want to leave it like that. Although what we could do is just pounce on it just to give it a little bit of difference. Probably should have pounced before. Let's do it in a different colour. Let's do it in the Seedless Preserves. Okay. That's pouncing and banging the camera, of course. I am going to pick that colour up actually. Let's keep that somewhere else. I don't want to waste that. So I've got a tag as well. Oh, and something else that Tim does. I love watching Tim. His videos are brilliant. So have a look on YouTube. His videos are really good. He uses his finger to I usually use the edge of the card. He uses his finger to move all the colour around. And he says it comes off. Yeah, right. And then we're going to dip a tag. And this is the traditional top tag. So it's quite pinky. So we're going to put that aside to dry. And we're going to mop up this. I believe also what he said. I think it obviously depends on what colour you're using. I've got pink tips fingers now. Oh dear. Right, so. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? I don't know, Julie. Where are we at? Okay, so we've got Birthday Wishes as well, which is one of the framed sentiments from Sentimentally Yours. I'm not sure if they're showing on YouTube, but there should be some products at the bottom of the screen as well. Where's my chat bot? There we go. 108, apparently. Right. And I thought we'd add some texture to this. Now, oh, I forgot. I've got... what it would be like if we added... Let's do this, actually. I was going to add one of the texture stamps, but I'm going to take this tiny little clematis, or clematis, however you want to say it, and a bit of copy paper. And I'm going to add the texture from this to that. So I think we'll go, let's go for the Seedless Preserves. So which was different? Oh, decision. We can do both, can't we? Yes, we can. Oh, how did I get mucky? I'm on one of those days today. I'm on a mucky day. Right, so oxide. It is oxide, yes it is. Give it a quick mist. Just so it stamps better. In fact, that's too much. Let's start again. That's too wet. Start again. In fact, that does look wet on there, so I'm not. I'm using Distress Oxide. I like that. I'll show you in a minute when I've done. Okay, let me lift it up. Don't want to touch it because it's wet. That comes out nicely, doesn't it? So now, because I've used a little bit of Seedless Preserves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Villainous Potion as well. So I've got two different purples on there. So we do Villainous Potion as well, because I've left gaps. then we've got, let's just move that, and let's just put it on the other side so you can see a bit closer. I'm liking that. Doesn't that look cool? Just with that little clematis stamp. Who'd have thunk? Clean that up. Right, so those are going to dry for a minute. Let's just give that a clean up. See, obviously the small stamps are great for backgrounds. Only used this one stamp set so far from Tracy. That's the clematis, right. So, where are we at? Oh, I think we can construct now. Right. I'm not sure if I want to ink around the edges. I don't think I do, because of this star card. I don't think I want to. This is the this one is cut out using the debossed double stitched rectangles from Sentimentally Yours. This is the new looped rectangles from Sue Wilson from Creative Expressions. So let's get this all stuck down. So I'm using Sentimentally Yours PVA. You can use Cosmic Shimmer if that's what you prefer. I sell both. And the rectangles aren't quite the same because you are talking two different manufacturers, but you can get away with it. I just want to make sure that's straight-ish. I think it's straight. Does it look straight? It doesn't quite, does it? Oh. So I'll move it so it's even worse. Oh, sorry. No, let's just move that up a bit. I've made a mess there again. Honestly. I'm going to have to put pearl in the corner now. Okay, it's not too bad. Remember, the ink's still wet as well, so I've got a hole in the back where I've cut my shadow out. Okay, so let's actually let's put this on our card so it fits on there nicely, and then Birthday Wishes is going to go down the bottom. Obviously you can add a little bit of, I know Tracy uses a lot of threads on hers, or you can add a little bit of twine if you like, or a little bit of lace, do all sorts. All straightish. Everything's going to be ish today. Let's get these stuck on, and then we can put our Moroccan jobby on there as well. Oh, there it is. Right. So let's scribble a bit PVA. Okay, now what colour ink did I use? What on, Susan? Do you mean on the sentiment, or do you mean on there? Where do you mean? That's all right, Christine. I use Villainous Potion Distress Ink on here, and Nocturne Versifying Clair. And on here, I've used Villainous Potion and Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide. So hopefully I've covered everything there. There's my backers. Here's my backers. Well, you could also, if you've got them, if you wanted to. These would work really well. The notebook textures, they would work well on there. I've sold out of those, so you have to get those from the Scram. From Honeypot Crafts. Where's... a bit of kitchen roll just to dab off the excess. And then we can pop that on our backer. This comes, the backer as well is on that Birthday Wishes Frame Sentiments from Sentimentally Yours. And once you've got the backer on, looks fab, doesn't it? Yeah, on the sentiment. So it's, yeah, it's Villainous Potion and Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide. There's a delay, so sometimes sometimes the messages don't come through until I'm on to the next bit. Facebook, I think Facebook's further behind YouTube. Okay, then we're going to stick the Moroccan bits down as well. These have just got a bit of Seedless Preserves wax on them. Don't have to stick down perfectly. Just to give us a little bit of texture in the background. So that's going to go there. Some ink's transferred. Right. Of course it has. Of course it has. And then we're going to put, I might overlap it like that actually, so it is overlapped. There's the kitchen roll rather than my hand. Okay. I've got another tiny little bit here. That we can use. Why not? I can't remember where I put it in the first place. But we can just have an extra little bit down here. I think that might be quite nice. Okay. Let's get rid of this glue. Oh, the clematis colours. I've used a yellow and a purple, but I don't know what set it's from. They're the watercolour blending brush pens. It was Susan that was asking, not you, Sue, though. Right, so now we've got Birthday Wishes, which is going to go down here, and we got our clematis that's going to go sort of on here. Right, so we're going to have one there, perhaps one there, and one there. I think that's how we're going to have it, I think. Right, so we get this one on first. I'm just going to put some in the centre. So you could call this mixed media because you're using stamps and dies. So mixed media, and obviously you've got inks and you've got pens. It's just when you're using different mediums, it's not a scary thing. Let's have that one. Let's have it just up a bit, like that. So it doesn't matter that you can't read all the words. It's not necessary. And then we're going to have our birthday wishes down the bottom. So it is quite an easy card to create. And obviously you can do it in lots of different colourways. Use different stamps in the background just to make it a little bit different. I normally put these on so I can see what the spacing is, but I haven't. So let's have that here. Hopefully we can get wishes on. I need it over a bit. That's why I always position it first. Really straight. I like the bottoms to be even. So there we are. There is a card. Cool, isn't it? Okay, so what I've used is, for those latecomers, what I've used is Tracy Evans Boutique Designs, and it's the Clematis stamp set. So that's the majority of what I've used there. And I've used the Moroccan texture die from Sentimental Yours. I've used inky numbers from Woodwear, and I've also used the organic stencil from Woodwear. And this is a double stitch debossed rectangles from Sentimental Yours, and the looped rectangles from Sue Wilson, and the framed sentiments birthday wishes from Sentimental Yours. So that's that. I think, oh, we've got plenty of time actually. So we will do this tag. We've got this tag here. Remember, I dipped that in the oxide, and that's nice and dry now. So I thought it might be nice to use the alpine plant on here. So all we're going to do is stamp it and colour it in. That's all we're going to do. Or we could actually, let's grab that stencil again. Organic stencil. That. And let's have a little bit of this one here. And I'll use Seedless Preserves, although it will come out as Villainous Potion, because the brushes have got Villainous Potion on it. Let's start up there. We are getting a bit of Seedless Preserves. If I press hard, I'll get Villainous Potion. Okay. And then we can line that up to extend it. Ish. This is the organic stencil from Woodwear. So we've got a design on there now. So that's a little bit of interest. And that's Distress ink, not Distress oxide, because I'm going to stamp on top of it. So let's grab our stamping platform. Everything I'm using you'll find on my website. If I'm out of stock, just click the email when available button, and the rest of it will come back in stock. So this, as you can see, this is a new stamp. I've not used it before. And this is the Alpine Plant, which is an auricular. And we are going to, because it's a little stamp, we're going to grab, because it's a little tag rather, we're going to grab a piece of kitchen roll, pop it in our stamping platform. And we're going to get our tag, and we're going to put a little bit of PVA on the back. And that helps keep it in place. Because obviously it's not butted up to the corner. We can put a magnet there on here, we can. And we can just stamp it as is. nice little bookmark for a gardener who might be, you know, reading up on what seeds he's got to, or she's got to plant. So we're going to put that there, and then we're going to take alpine plant, and we're going to just pop that at the top, up there. Move that magnet down there. I'm going to put another magnet there. And oh, sorry, doing my sleeve, and only me. Oops. I'm doing a good old inking because it's not been used before, and I don't want it to, it might move when I come to pick it up. So again, this is watercolour card on the tag that's been cut with the traditional top tags from Sentimentally Yours. Love the tags. Remember, you can make tag shaped cards as well using the dies, and they've got lovely stitch detail around the edge. That's fine, Annette. That's all right, Pam. We're using Tracy Evans' first collection from her Boutique Designs. I'm going to go again because, obviously, like I say, it's a new stamp, and it didn't move, fingers crossed, and I want it picked up. This is the alpine plant, as it says on the top. We've got seedless preserves just mopped up in the background, and we've got a little bit from the organic stencil, again with seedless. It's like a combination of seedless preserves and villainous potion because of what was on my brush. That should be fine now. Ooh, look at that. That's lovely. I'll leave that on there and put that away in a minute. Oh, really pretty. Don't know if that's straight or if I'm just not holding it straight. It's straightish. It's all straight-ish. Right, so let's grab a green. Just quickly colour this in because I think it's nice to see things coloured in. They're normally actually quite a bright green. I don't think that's going to be the right thing. Let's have a look at some of my greens. Like I say, I don't know which set these are from because they've all been messed up. I might do that one. Oh, decisions. Just get on with it, Julie. Let's do this one. Normally I'd wait for the ink to dry a bit. We might just do two different greens on here and blend them together. Do stem. And we'll do this lighter one. That's the lighter one, isn't it? Yeah. We'll just blend that in. Sometimes some of the colour moves from underneath, which is fine. Sometimes you go outside the line, that doesn't matter either. Obviously, if you wanted to use your distress pencils, then you're best off stamping in a corner, and then you can pop the stamp back on in again to stamp over the top, because your line art goes a little bit milky when you use pencils. Okay, so there's my leaves, and I'm going to do purple auricular, so we'll have that. I'm not going to do a yellow centre. let's do Julia, because they have different, they're weird plants actually, auriculas. Let's do, what's this yellow? This is like that's too light. This is more of a mustard. Yeah, let's do the mustard in the yellow. Mustard in the centre, not mustard in the yellow. Stop making sense now. Brain and mouth aren't in sync. Like I say, you will move some of the distress underneath, but don't worry, you can always clean off your pen on a piece of card and it will just go, it'll be fine. Let's just take this, oh, not the camera again, sorry. It's a bit lower than it was. Let's just take some of this. This is very much like Seedless Preserve, this colour. So we just take some of that around the edge and then we can pull that out. Obviously take your time, because colouring is a relaxing, mindful thing. But then, you know, if you can achieve decent results quickly, it just shows what you can possibly do if you actually take your time doing it. So we get this going. Just a water brush and we can pull that colour out. And again, you'll probably move some of the colour underneath, some of the distress underneath, which is fine. See how much lighter it's gone. The colour of the purple's changed completely. It is worth, if you get any sort of watercolour medium, it is worth doing yourself a swatch, so you can know what it looks like once you pull the colour out. The pens, as you saw with the leaves, you can blend the colours together, or you can blend them by pulling it out with water. I know everybody that's used the pens loves the pens. I've got 2 sets now and I'm going to have a 3rd set because I can't stand the fact that they're all messed up. Right, that's it. Here's my auriculas all coloured in. Oh, I'll probably do the pot as well. Let's do the pot. Let's do what Tim says and clean it out on my mat. Pot. What's a pot colour? You want something like, what's this colour? That's a little bit light. That's perfect. So we're just going to do this as is. There's lots of text in the pot, which is really cool. So now it's like a terracotta pot. Not doing anything clever with that. Okay, so that's that. And we'll ink around the edges with a bit of Seedless Preserves, so it's all ties in nicely. Grab a handle and a little bit of ink. It is still a little bit wet, so I have to be careful. Just go at a 45-degree angle around the edge. Makes it pop. I'm not going to mop that up. Obviously, if you were being really furious, you'd mop it all up. That ink, what waste. And then we'll pop it on our back bit. within the set you get, because you get the back bits and you get the front bits, so, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sizes, and you also get your reinforcers as well. I can't show you the packaging, but yeah, so this is the traditional top tags from Sentimentally Yours. There. We'll just pop this on here and we will be done. Had to read that twice, June. You mean you missed the T off? It's those, isn't it? Not hose. What's a hose brush? Right, let's pop that on there. Obviously, if you wanted to, I like to stick my reinforcers on when I actually cut them out, so I don't lose them. Bit of black and white baker's twine on that will finish that off nicely. Be careful on the edges that you don't get what's it called? Paper cuts. But there we are. Sweet little tag. Obviously that could be a topper. That could be a topper. You don't have to do it on a tag shape, but I had one. So made 2 cards using Tracy's collection. Well, I've made a card and see if I can get it in. I can't get it all in because I've moved my camera. So I've got a card and a tag. So just to recap, the stamp sets are, well, I've used the clematis, which is an A6, and you will find them all on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk. They're all in stock now, ready to go. I've also used the Alpine Plant. The other stamps in the collection are an A6 set called Branched Heart. Also an A6 set, which is rather lovely, called New Beginnings, with the little birdies on it. A7 set called Fern, and an A7 set called Auricula, which obviously goes perfectly with the little Alpine Plant, because you could use these in the background, which I was going to do and totally forgot that I was going to do that. So I will see you again next week. Now next week it will be at the later time of, I think, 3 o'clock. Because next Wednesday is my social stamping group at the Maker's House, so I should be out in the morning for that. So like I say, next Wednesday at 3 PM will be your next demo. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week.